What is going on, guys? Calvin here. Hope you guys have a mighty fine day today. Today we're gonna be looking at some crazy or shocking Reddit stories. First, we're looking at am I the asshole for kicking my brother out of my house after what he did at my daughter's 15th birthday party? So we're gonna find out what he did that is so severe he had to kick him out. Alright. Second, am I the asshole for not seeing my niece because I am gay? Alright. Third, am I the asshole for putting my ex on a speakerphone in front of my new wife when she calls? So you can skip around to see which story you like. So first, we're gonna read this story and see why he kicked his brother out and what exactly he did. I, 38-year-old female, have a 15-year-old daughter, Emma. For her birthday, I decided to throw a small gathering at our house with her best friend, Mia, and a few family members. My brother, Evan, 45-year-old male, offered to help out. Emma adores Evan. He is the cool uncle who always joking around and treating her like an adult. I always been uneasy about how permissive he is, but I never imagined he crossed such a massive line. The evening started fine with music, snacks, and laughter. At one point, I stepped away to finish some work, trusting Evan to keep an eye on things, but about an hour later, I went to check on them. I couldn't find Emma, Mia, or even Evan anywhere. After asking a few guests, someone said they were in Emma's bedroom, playing board games. I had a bad feeling about it, so I headed upstairs. What I walked into made my stomach drop. Mia was half passed out, slumped on the bed in Emma's room, barely able to sit up, drawing out all over herself. Emma and Evan were hovering over her, both panicked and trying to keep her awake. I demanded to know what happened. Emma looked petrified and didn't say much, but Evan calmly, almost nonchalantly, admitted he had let them drink. When I pressed for details, he shrugged and said Emma had about 600 milligrams of vodka. Oh, that's a lot. He said it was like no big deal, casually adding it is fine. I was supervising them. I was horrified. Mia was barely conscious, struggling to even breathe properly, and Evan acted like this was normal. I called an ambulance right away, and Mia was rushed to the hospital. The doctor confirmed she had alcohol poisoning. Thankfully, CL recovered, but the situation could have ended far worse. I was shaking with guilt, fury, and disbelief. When I got back home, I unleashed all my anger on Evan. I told him he had crossed an unforgivable line by putting two 15-year-olds in danger. He tried to justify himself, saying teens are going to drink anyway, and that he thought it was better if they did it around him. He even smirked while saying it, which made my blood boil. I told him to pack his things and get out of my house immediately. I also told him he is not walking around Emma until further notice. What crushed me the most was when Emma later admitted tearfully that this wasn't the first time Evan had let her drink with him. Oh my goodness. She begged me not to call him out and said that I was overreacting, claiming Evan didn't mean for things to go so far. She also blames me for ruining her birthday party and won't speak to me now. I am devastated and furious at all at once. I feel like I failed to protect my daughter, but at the same time, I can't forgive Evan for what he did. Emma doesn't see it that way, and I think I am being unfair. Let's see what the comment says. Not the asshole. Evan is 100% off the line here and crossed a serious boundary. It really concerns me that Emma is sticking up for him and saying that he is allowed to drink before. Also, why is Evan alone in a room with two 15-year-old girls who are drinking to the point of alcohol poisoning? I don't know how many 35-year-olds who allows themselves to be in this sort of situation. Yeah, like one thing I like to point out is like the uncle Evan said that he said it's fine to like drink because they gonna drink anyway. Well, not every single teenagers drink. I didn't drink. A lot of my friends didn't drink until they were like adults in college. Like Emma, she is only 15 years old. I think that is just way too early to drink. And Evan, I just feel like he really kind of crossed the line by kind of letting the 15-year-old, two 15-year-old drink alcohol, and not just beer. Beer is not that strong, so it won't have any severe consequence. Like if you drink a little bit, but vodka, not just one small sip, 600 milligrams of vodka to the point that, she got alcohol poisoning. That is very, very severe, and I feel like Evans is a bad role model for Emma in life because, to the point that she went to the hospital and still admits that please don't let Evan disappear. I want Evan to still be by my side. So I just afraid that Emma, when she grow up, she might have an alcohol addiction. Going to college, drink a lot, going to parties, and then when she goes to parties, she get drunk, and bad things might happen, and get drunk with the wrong people. That person gonna take Emma to the bed, to the hotel. You don't know what's gonna happen. Really bad things. Alcohol can do many bad things to person, and I feel like Evan is the reason for it. And I think it's definitely start early, cut Evan off because 15 years old, so only focus on school and focus on social life, not focus on drinking, not being cool. Drinking is not cool. I don't think it's that cool. You can drink when you're adult and with around family members. That is not trying to take advantage of you, right? If you drink so much to the point that you are kind of just getting a bit hurt in life, like it's ruining your life. That's the point where you stop. Getting alcohol poisoning, that's big. Stop drinking it. If you're drinking and you're drinking, it can have many other different consequences. Like you might drink and drive and you get DUI. You have a big consequence. You might end up in jail. So drinking can be fine if you drink alone, not too much, and there's no severe consequence. I think you'll be fine. But Emma's point, Emma sees 15, and Evan is not his first time handing Emma alcohol, and this is really, really, really not the way to do it. Inappropriate. 15 years old and thinking that Evan is the cool uncle. I totally disagree. He is not a cool uncle here because he literally is ruined 15-year-old lives by giving them alcohol. That's my thought. Leave in the comment section below what your thought on it. And yeah, let's move on to the next story. Am I the asshole for not seeing my niece because I am gay? Hi there, title a little weird but need some insight on this situation. My sister, 34 years old, Ali, and her husband, John, 36, have two daughters, 16 and 6, my nieces, who I adore and love with all my heart. When I was 25, I moved in with my sister and brother-in-law while I attend college. It was short-lived, about 9 months, as they decided they wanted to sell their house, but while I was living there, things were great. I was able to help watch the girls while my sister and brother-in-law worked. We would have movie nights, games, the whole works. I was the fun uncle. With my sister, we have always had a strong sibling bond. We had sick parent family and supported each other through thick and thin. In fact, until recent years, we had one fight that we both gave each other shit about because it was the only time we ever yelled at each other. After I moved out, found my way in life in college, I came out of the closet at 27. I was actually threatened to be outed to my sister, and that's how I came out. But that's a whole separate post. She was of course happy for me and wanted me to be my true self. She of course told my brother-in-law. John and I actually used to be really close. Before I moved in with him, we would play video games early every night. We became bros, and honestly, I felt like I did have a brother in life. That changed when I came out. John had told me he would of course supported and loved me all the same. But around that same time, he started to bring up religion and going to church with my sister and niece whenever I was with them. It was really odd because after knowing John for so long, he hasn't really ever brought up religion before. The most clear example I have was once my sister asked me if I was seeing any boys, and John immediately started talking about Sunday schools and how he and Ali are teaching it now. I am not a religious person, but I went to church camp as a kid, so there is a place in my heart for what it can do. That is to say, I didn't care about John what brought this up. If anything, it made me feel like I sexually made him uncomfortable. About a year and a half ago, Ali, John, and a few other friends went out to celebrate Ali's birthday. At one point, it's just me and John at our table. John said to me, "Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you about something. It's been getting really tough to explain to girls how they can still love you or that you are going to hell." It's a lot of emotions for them. And I froze. I didn't know what to say. I'm pretty sure I muttered, okay, and someone came to the table. It was a week later, and I was watching my youngest niece, and she asked me what hell was like. It hurt so much, and who knows? Maybe it wasn't John doing this that made her ask. But ever since I couldn't think about it, how every time I left their house, John sitting the girls down and explained they can still love me despite me be burning in hell. So, I just emotionally withdrew. I love my niece, but in my mind, it was easier for me to be around Liz so that John didn't have to explain to them how to love me. I still call and FaceTime on my birthdays and holiday with other family present, but my overall presence in the life greatly diminished. Bringing us to today, I recently moved across the country to a larger city. Been super happy with life here after living in a tiny Midwest town my whole life. My sister and I still text every once in a while, and she reached out to me recently to ask about attending Christmas back home. When I said I wasn't planning on coming back for it, she blew out my phone saying I have been abandoning the girls and I just as shitty as of the rest of the family for missing out on their lives and holidays. I replied, sorry, don't want John thinking I'm taking you and the girls to hell with me. She asked what that meant, and I explained what John had told me. Silence back. My mom texted me and asked what hell I did because I caught a huge fight with John and Addie. If anything, I feel like I am the asshole for not being there for my nieces, but sorry cats. But I do not feel bad for letting Addie know what John said and how it made me feel. Am I the asshole? Hey, thank you all for the comments. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. For a long time, I felt so much turmoil over this, and I worry about it if I was doing wrong, even if it's for best for the girl. So thank you again for the kind words and support. Okay, let's see what the comments are. You then caused a huge fight. Him being a massive boggart did. Right? The reason John confronted OP when they were alone is because he knew that Ali would disagree. He thought he would push OP out of his life if he was enough of a homophobic. I'm glad that OP was honest now, and I hope he gets a chance to repair his relationship with the kids. One thing I really hope, like from this story, is, the OP really get along with the sister, which is 34 years old, and it sounds like Ali, the sister, and the OP, these two, they get along really, really well ever since their childhood, and they live in a not that great of a house, but they were each other when they were a child. They were each other when their times get rough. They were each other when they are lonely. They were each other when they are sad. And I feel like John, the husband, just couldn't really accept the fact that OP was gay, and the tactic that he used to explain to the two daughters is just unreasonable. Like, he treated the two nieces really, really well, right? Play games, watch movies, and the two nieces loved the OP, the uncle. 16 and 6, both of them loved the uncles very, very much, and the husband, John, really ruined their childhood. Basically ruined it because OP, the uncle, just left for another country because he felt like there was no place for him to kind of stay. And that just sucks. Like, I feel like John could do it better, because he said that he said in the beginning when he came out of the closet that he will support him, he will continue to love him. I think that's a lie. Like, that is totally lie. Like, if he continued to support him, I will not come up with the really bogus stuff about him going to hell. Just respect him and value him on the content of that person, instead on like his religion or his belief, anything like that. I don't think it affects the nieces, right? Because the uncle is still really the OP, the author of this post. He is still a really, really good person. If he is not, the nieces will not love him. But since the nieces love him, it's like a bit like growing up, I had an uncle that like loved me a lot and that affected me a lot in a great way, because my parents were not there a lot because my mom went to America. My dad was, was like going out a lot and didn't really stay home. So my uncle kind of come over and help me and stuff, and I really appreciate it. And the nieces, I feel like they should have there's some kind of same way too. Like have an uncle that really really cool. Like it's a good feeling. And the last thing is just Ali, right? Ali, the sister, had a great relationship with the brother. They were together for a long time, and I hope they really repair this relationship, because at the end, when they both like 60 or 70, I hope they can still come together, have a cup of coffee, talk about their daughters, talk about what they're doing. They are related by blood, and I feel like they never did anything wrong to each other. And the fact that like the comment says that when the sister was not there, that's when the husband John brought out that, hey, what's it like being in hell, going to hell like that? That's just so wrong, because I know he knows that Ali will not agree with the way that he talked about it. But yeah, leave in the comment section below what you guys think. Let's move on to the third story. Am I the asshole for putting my ex on speakerphone in front of my new wife when she calls? Hi everyone. My ex and I separated 3 years ago, and I just recently got married to my new wife. My ex and I have 2 kids together. We have almost 50-50, with me having Wednesday, Thursday, and every other Friday and Saturday night. We went through a tough custody battle in which she agreed to not file child support in exchange for me giving her overnight on my Sundays. Because I want to settle things without going to a conference, I agree. She immediately filed for support, and because she had 2 more days than me per month, I had to pay her child support of roughly $1,100 per month. I make $60,000, and she makes roughly $120,000. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. Oh, sorry. The problem here is that my ex is a habitual manipulator. She speaks to me nasty, she twists the situation, she does things but pretend my kids insist on it. For example, I think it's important that my older son do homework with me every other week. This is the way it always been. I want to make sure I'm involved in his school and work, and I want him to know my house isn't just a fun house, but he needs to have responsibilities here. I have always been a super involved dad. This year, she changed her tone and have been just doing his homework completely every Monday, so I don't have to have a chance to help doing my days. I had to ask 4 or 5 times now, but she just does it anyway. I know this is so she can frame it to the court that I don't help with homework. One time I took the kid to the farm of my younger son to pee in his underwear a bit. He was 2. And so I took his underwear off and drove him home. My ex was waiting to pick them up and then complained to the court that I was dropping him off without underwear. Dang, that is very manipulative. There's always 2 sides to the story, but frankly, I'm tired of being sound like a crazy person when I explain how she talked to me, and I assume I have a part in it, or is it takes 2 to tango. For a while now, when she called around my wife, I just put her on speakerphone so my wife can see the truth. My ex found out she was on speakerphone and now is going ballistic and saying that these things are supposed to be just between her and I. I don't want to keep secret from my wife, and frankly, it's just nice to have someone else know the truth. To be fair here, our co-parenting therapist said that I should not be doing this, but I am really tired of being berated and having the situation framed differently. Am I the asshole? Well, I think like in app stores, there's the app that can record your cell phone conversations. I think that could be a good way to do it, because the ex-wife sounds a bit crazy, like make up stories, and even though she makes twice as money as you, and she still demand pretty hefty child support, which is $1,100 a month. That's a lot for someone that only makes $60,000 a year. So I would just kind of have have app that record the cell phones. That is okay, because she might just use that to court and you have proof. And another thing is, if something goes wrong, like the kid that peed on the underwear, what I would have done is take a video of the kid. Okay, the kid peed on the underwear. I can't, I can't just let him wear the underwear going home all the way home. So I'm gonna take it off. Not gonna record the private part, just record like he pee on the underwear, just to prove that, that you're just trying to like address the issue here, and it sucks. It sucks that the wife have to make everything a big deal, lie about everything. It just make the life very, very miserable. Let's see what other people say. Get a co-parenting app and only communicate through the app. Then all correspondence is saved, which you can use to sort everything you are doing. We do have to use OF, but she straight out lie in the app as well, and there's nothing I can do. If she lie in the app, then call her out for it in the app. She is trying to control the narrative and kind of seems like you are just throwing your hand in the air instead of correcting the narrative. I mean, correcting the narrative, I don't think is like the best idea. Like, just also record the conversation too. I think that's like very helpful. Like, but it's a really tough situation. There's not a lot of things like you can do, because like if you are with a manipulative parent, ex-wife, it's hard. It is really, really hard. And I don't think you're doing anything wrong. Like, just recording the conversation to protect yourself, I think it's the good way. Just my opinion. And I think you can definitely download the app, record phone calls. It's great because she won't know about it. If she know about it, just mention that, hey, I gotta record this at my own private safety because you've been taking everything to court, and I will let you know this conversation is recorded. I think that's fine, because every time I call the bank, they do the same thing, and I feel fine about it too. So that's what I will do. But yeah, leave it in the comment section below what you guys will do. But that is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name is Calvin, and I see you guys next one.